StockX, GOAT, or eBay? Where is the best place to buy your sneakers? In today's video, we're gonna find out. So if you're a sneakerhead, you know that sneakers are really hard to get. In fact, usually when you're trying to buy a pair of sneakers, you either have to wait in line, enter a raffle, or deal with the sneakers app, which we all hate. And because we usually aren't able to grab the sneakers that we want for retail, we usually have to resort to paying resale. And so in today's video, I'm going to compare and test out each one of the 3 largest and most popular sneaker marketplaces. And those websites are StockX, GOAT, and eBay. And the reason I picked those 3 websites in particular is obviously because they're the largest, but also because each one of these websites offer in-house authentication. And essentially what that means is that when you buy a pair of sneakers from someone on one of these websites, the seller ships the shoes to an in-house authenticator at one of these websites, they authenticate the shoes to make sure they are legit, and also they're as described. Then once that's done, they ship the shoes to you, the buyer. And that's why we're not talking about websites like Whatnot or consignment stores like Flight Club, because they don't offer the same exact services. Not saying that those websites or places are bad at all. In fact, I'd use those services a lot, but we're just talking about the main 3 services that offer sneaker authentication and offer a large sneaker marketplace. But before we jump into things, I want to give a huge thank you to Harry's for supporting the channel. So I'm sure you've heard of Harry's and their grooming products, but Harry's offers some of the best products out there for a fraction of the cost. In fact, for the last 2+ years, I think, Harry's has been my go-to daily razor, and it does a great job of keeping my beard looking fresh and clean. And I mean, I know they just sent this over for the ad, but huge thank you to Harry's for sending over this starter kit because I love getting fresh Harry's razors. Harry's literally offers all of the products that you could ever need for grooming, and now they offer a subscription service to make sure that you never run out. So why don't we unbag this Harry's starter bag and find out what's inside. So the first thing that we get inside the bag is the Harry's Foaming Shave Gel. And obviously this foaming shave gel gives you an amazing shave, but it also smells amazing. I mean, seriously, I wish they made a cologne with this shave gel. It's ridiculous. I'm not even kidding about that. It's crazy how good it smells. Next thing inside the bag, you've got a razor cap to keep your razor fresh and clean in between uses. And then of course, we get to the main event, the Harry's razor itself. These razors are awesome. I use them all the time. Like I said, I've been using this razor for 2+ years. It does a great job. It gives you an incredibly close shave. It looks great, which I know doesn't matter that much when it comes to a razor because it's trying to make you look great, but the razor itself looks great. And the handle is also really ergonomic, which means it's really easy to hold no matter what angle you're shaving at. So if you want to check out Harry's for yourself, which I absolutely recommend, redeem your starter set for just $5 when you go to harrys.com/Seth Fowler. And actually, once you get your trial kit in, let me know what color the handle on your razor is because they're all different and I'd love to know, so let me know in the comment section down below. But once again, huge thank you to Harry's for supporting the channel. So the way I'm going to conduct this very non-scientific test is I'm going to buy the same exact shoe from each one of these services in the same exact size at the same exact time, or as close to as possible. Of course, none of these websites know that I'm buying these sneakers from them. They have no idea that I'm filming this video or that I'm going to show you guys exactly what happens as it happens. And I've done this video a couple times over the last couple years, but what's interesting is that over the last couple years, sometimes the ranking of these services has changed a little bit. Like, I think last year the best service was eBay, and the year before that it might have been GOAT. So I like to do these update videos to keep you guys up to date on which service is the best in 2023. However, unlike previous years, instead of just buying 1 pair of sneakers from each one of these services, I'm going to buy 2. And that's mainly just because I want a larger sample size. I want a better idea of how each service operates, and I want to make sure that there are no weird outliers that we didn't think about because we only got 1 pair of sneakers. I mean, obviously I should be buying 10 pairs of sneakers from each one of these sites, but unfortunately, I don't have that kind of income. And as a thank you to all of you guys watching, I'm also giving one of these pairs away at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned. So the shoes that I've selected for today's video are the Nocta Nike Air Force 1 Lows and the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds. And the reason I picked those 2 shoes is because the Noctas are a new release that's relatively inexpensive and we should be able to get very quickly, and the Lost and Found Air Jordan 1s are a very popular pair of shoes. They're a little bit more expensive and there is a higher chance of these shoes being possibly fake. Now, I'm not an authenticator. I really don't know that much about authenticating sneakers, but it's one of those things that if I see something that looks off, I'll make sure to let you guys know and you can judge for yourself. And also, as a thank you for watching, I'm giving away one of the pairs of the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found, so make sure to stay tuned till later on in the video to find out how you can win one of these pairs for yourself. But with all of that being said, let's go buy some sneakers. Alright, so we're at the Apothecary office today. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm the co-founder of a sock brand. We make some of the most comfortable socks out there, some of the most durable and breathable socks out there, and they're your sneakers' favorite socks. So if you guys want to check them out, or maybe even check out some vlogs from our office, make sure to click the links in that description below. But with all that being said, I think we should order some of these sneakers from these big 3 sneaker websites. And as I mentioned, I think I'm gonna go with the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds because it's a pretty expensive sneaker, it's a pretty popular sneaker, and I think there is a good chance that these shoes could be faked. And also the Nocta Nocta Air Force Ones, which are still a popular sneaker. They're a lot cheaper, so it'll be interesting to see if a cheaper shoe does differently than a more expensive shoe in terms of getting shipped out. And also because it's a little bit less popular than the Lost and Found Jordan 1s, I'm wondering if that will have some kind of effect. In the last couple years, what I've done is only bought one pair of sneakers and tested it with one pair of sneakers from each one of these companies, but this time around, I wanted to be a bit more thorough and do 2 sneakers. So at this point, why don't we start things off with the Lost and Found Jordan 1s. Okay, so the first site that I'm gonna use is StockX, because most people go to StockX for prices. It's one of the most popular sneaker resale sites out there. I'm obviously gonna type in Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found, and I'm gonna grab a pair in my size, a size 9. It looks like in a size 9 right now, the lowest ask is $443, which is not cheap, but not too expensive. If I buy them right now for $443, the processing fee is $22.15 and the shipping is $14.95. So the total would be $480.10. So let's do it, let's go for it, and order confirmed. So $480.10 for a pair of Lost and Found Air Jordan 1s. Now let's hit up GOAT. So GOAT, same sort of process. We're gonna search the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found. So it looks like the best price right now is $444. The instant ship price is $503. Let's check instant ship. I love instant ship. They literally ship it out from their warehouse right then and there. It's already authenticated. Standard shipping for that would be $14.50, and the subtotal would be $503, and then the total would be $517.50 for instant ship, which means we'd get it. It says Monday, January 23rd, it's the 16th. But let's go ahead and do the regular version. Let's do the $444 standard ship version. Shipping is $14.50, and the total will be $458.50, which is significantly cheaper than StockX. That's actually amazing. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Perfect, we're ordered. Now onto the third website. Let's do eBay. And eBay is gonna be interesting because on eBay, they're not just standard listings. You don't have a bunch of people listing under the same exact listing for a pair of shoes. Instead, you've got a bunch of people listing their own pictures, and it looks like the first pair of shoes is Air Jordan 9, Jordan 1, Reimagine Lost and Found. That's not a real pair of shoes at all. It says it's got the authenticity guarantee, so that shoe will immediately be sent back as soon as they send it out to eBay. Either way, I'm gonna start looking through some of the other Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found listings. I'm turning on authenticity guarantee because that's necessary, especially when you're spending $400 on a pair of shoes, going with new with box instead of pre-owned. There's a lot of good listings here. The problem is that they're showing the price range, not the price exactly for my size. I'm a size 9, this one's listed for $550, that's pretty expensive. What I think is gonna happen, ooh, this one's $350, that's a bid. What I think is gonna happen is that I'm gonna find a pair that seems more expensive than the pair that we bought on StockX or GOAT until after we get to the shipping and processing fee, because eBay shipping and processing fees are significantly cheaper than GOAT and StockX. So I think even if we spend extra on the initial listing, it'll even itself out. Okay, here's the Jordan 9, Reimagine Lost and Found. This one's starting bid for $420. I think I found one that I like. This one's $459. Ships now, shoe size 9, perfect. Let me just double check that there's nothing else. This one is $350 with bids. $420 buy it now, that's not bad, but 0 feedback. I don't trust that at all, so we're not gonna do that. This one, picture's kind of weird. Also bid. This one is $470. Good on that one. I think we're gonna go for the one that was $420. I think I like that one the most. I'm gonna check lowest price. Not seeing anything different there. Let's go for that $459.98. Let's go for it. Buy it now, baby. Shipping is $14.95. And the total is $474.93, which is actually cheaper than StockX, more expensive than GOAT. Let's go ahead and order it, and we're good. Order's in, $474.93. There we go. So now that we've bought the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, I wanna buy the second pair, which is the Nocta Air Force 1 Lows. Again, the reason I'm buying this shoe is because I wanna buy a cheaper shoe and a shoe that's slightly newer release. This way we'll have 2 different tests to find out which company is the best. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start off once again on StockX. Type in Nocta. Okay, so it looks like in a size 9, 190 is the lowest ask, which is nice. I really like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab a size 9, 190 bucks. So processing fee is $7.60 and the shipping is $14.95. The total is $212.55, which is not bad. I mean, that's about what you'd pay, maybe a little bit cheaper than what you'd pay in like a resale store. Okay, so now let's go on to GOAT. So on GOAT, a size 9 is $197, ooh, a little bit higher. $197.17 actually. Shipping is $14.50 and the total is $211.67 because there's no processing fee. But that's almost $1 cheaper than StockX, so let's go ahead and grab it. Great. And then finally, let's do eBay. Hoping it's gonna be an easier process than last time. We'll see. The thing I love about eBay is that there's so many different options, but sometimes finding the right option is a little bit more difficult. But usually, eBay does offer lower prices. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I'm picking a new one. Authenticity guarantee, US shoe size 9, total is 201 cents. which is more expensive than the other two places, but I think after fees and shipping, it might be cheaper. So let's see, it's brand new, authenticity guarantee. Let's look through some of these pictures. This one's just $200 even. This guy only has 8 feedback though, and there's no size 9. Let's just see if there's anything else. Not seeing too much. I think I'm just gonna go for that 201 cent guy right there. He's got 4,600 feedback. Brand new, ships now, no returns. I mean, it looks good. Size 9, here we go. So $14.95 shipping. So the total is $214.96 because of the 1 cent at the end of it, which is not bad. That's actually $2 more expensive than StockX. Okay, $214.96. They've all been ordered. It's January 16th. We ordered them all between like 11:30 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as the orders finally come in. I'm expecting them to be maybe 7 days to 10 days. We'll see what happens. I'll catch you guys in a bit. And we're back, and we've got all the packages, well, almost all the packages. I'll get into that a little bit later on in the video, but we've got pretty much all of the packages that we ordered on January 16th. It is now January 28th at the time of filming today's video, and we've got 5 of these 6 packages. So what we're gonna do is unbox all of these pairs together. I'm gonna unbox them for the first time with you guys, and we'll take a look at each one of these pairs and find out 1, if they're in good condition, 2, if they're authentic, and 3, if they were worth the money, because maybe one of them is missing some accessories or something like that. So let's just dive into it and start things off with the slightly less expensive pair, the Nocta Nike Air Force 1 Lows. And my plan is to open up these packages in the order that I received them. First pair that I got was actually the pair from GOAT, and this pair came in on January 23rd. Now what's crazy is that this is not the first pair of shoes that I received, but this is the first pair of Air Force 1s that I received. Let's see. So inside the box from GOAT, we've got the sneakers themselves. I'm gonna try and pull them out. Doesn't look like there's anything else inside the box. The box itself is in alright condition. The UPS driver left it out in the rain, so the box itself was a little bit wet, which sucked because I wasn't home at the time, but I was able to get to it an hour after he left, and it wasn't like pouring rain, but it was drizzling, so that's kind of a bummer, but that's not GOAT's fault, that's UPS's fault. So on the front of the box, you've got the size tag. Like I mentioned, it's a size 9. GOAT has their own little identification tag right there. I think Flight Club does also because they're owned by GOAT. Well, let's open up this pair of sneakers, see what we've got. First thing inside the box is the GOAT sticker, and then also the GOAT verified thing to show you that it passed all their tests or whatever it is. Color, shape, material, structure, stitching, sole, label, SKU size, right, left, shoe condition, box, accessories, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So now let's see the shoes. And I've actually never owned a pair of these shoes, so I'm gonna keep one of these pairs for myself because I do want a pair. Kaisa definitely sold me on these. So inside the box, here they are, the Nocta Nike Air Force 1 Lows. And on initial inspection, they look pretty good. I mean, the laces are still attached. There's still, you know, the paper inside the shoe as there should be. The laces are tied. There is no dirt or any issues on the bottom of the shoe. There's no creasing. There's a little bit of dirt on the center of the tongue, but that's probably not from GOAT. That's probably just the way it came. The left shoe looks great. Let me grab the right shoe. As with the right shoe, the left shoe looks great. No issues whatsoever. So far, GOAT's killing it. They got here first, and we got a brand new pair of sneakers. And just so you guys remember, the price that we paid for this pair was $211.67, which was also the cheapest price for a pair of Nocta Nike Air Force 1s. So far, GOAT is in the lead. They got here the fastest, and they were the cheapest, and the shoes are in great condition. All right, so the next pair was from eBay, and this pair was delivered on January 25th, about 9 days after I ordered it. Pop it open really quickly. I know you're not supposed to cut towards yourself, but I'm holding the box in a really awkward way. It's the only way I can do it. So, inside the box, we've got an eBay box. It says authenticity guaranteed, and then meet your soulmate. That's kind of cool. I like that they use custom boxes. We've got some bubble paper, it looks like. I don't think the GOAT box came with any paper, but it was the same size as the shoe box, so I don't think it needed any kind of like paper padding or anything like that. And then we've got the shoe box itself, which actually comes in really nice condition. There is a eBay authentic without a doubt card. It says hold NFC enabled device near the authenticity guaranteed tag until you receive a prompt. If the tag doesn't scan automatically, download the decode app and try again, and tap to view detailed information about your sneakers. Cool, okay. They're still doing the NFC tag on the shoe, which is cool. So I think with that tag, it actually tells you what sneaker it was authenticated, when it was authenticated, things like that. So you can ensure that the shoes that you're getting were authenticated by eBay. And I think if you cut off the tag, it doesn't work anymore or something like that. But hey, we'll find out in a second. So here's the box. Again, really good condition. You've got your eBay tag right there in the front. Popping this guy open. You've got the shoes themselves. Looking good. It looks like the laces are off the shoe. Not a big deal. They're just not attached to the shoes. I guess that doesn't really matter. The shoes themselves look to be in good condition. Don't see any issues with them. No dirt, no creasing. Let me check the other shoe. Yeah, no issue. I mean, there's a little bit of dirt on the outsole, but not enough to where I think someone tried these on. Overall, good looking pair of shoes. Let's check out that eBay tag really quick. Okay, so downloaded the app, it's ready to scan. According to eBay, I should be able to just touch my phone to it and something should happen. There we go, perfect. Really quick when you have the app. Okay, it's loading a website. It says, checked by authenticity guarantee. This item was authenticated by our experts on January 23rd. And I believe I received the shoe on January 25th. Not bad, 2-day shipping from eBay. And I can actually list them directly from the page. That's pretty cool. Very cool. I kind of wish there was images of the actual shoe on this page just to show that it was actually my pair getting authenticated, but I guess that doesn't really matter that much, especially for a pair like this, which actually has a leather sock liner. I didn't even realize that. That's really nice. Awesome. eBay did a great job. I think in total, what I paid for this pair was $214.96. So it was the most expensive pair, but I think by like $2. So not bad at all. And it got here on January 25th, which was like 9 days after the shoe was actually ordered. And it was also second quickest, so that's awesome. But now we get to the problem pair, the pair that we did not receive. And that's the Nocta Air Force 1 lows that we purchased from StockX. Now it's not that we're gonna not receive this pair, it's just been delayed twice. In fact, I've gotten multiple emails from StockX telling me that this pair was delayed. They didn't give me any reasons why. They say that the shoe is en route to StockX, so it's possible that maybe the person who I bought it from printed out the label and then just didn't ship it, or maybe they did ship it and then there were some issues with UPS. I have no idea, but at this point, it's been over 2 weeks since I ordered that pair of shoes, and I don't know when I'm getting it. And for the StockX pair, I paid $212.55, so it was the second most expensive. Not sure exactly how you want to take that, but either way. And unfortunately, it's just still not here. I have no idea when it's going to come. I'm assuming, hopefully in the next week or so. I'll actually insert a clip here if it does arrive before this video comes out. But I'm gonna be honest, that's a huge bummer because every single other one of the pairs that I ordered, both from StockX, Goat, and eBay, are all here, and they've been here for the last couple days. So kind of a bummer. I don't know if it's UPS's fault, I don't know if it's StockX's fault, I don't know if it's the seller's fault, but either way, unfortunately, we still don't have it. And there's actually something that happened to one of the Air Jordan 1 pairs, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the video, where a pair was not authentic, or maybe it was received and then it wasn't as described or something like that, and I was still able to get the replacement pair of that shoe before a lot of the other shoes that came in. So I know it's possible to get replacement pairs quickly, but unfortunately, not for this pair of StockX Nocta Nike Air Force 1 lows. Now let's get into the Air Jordan 1 lost and founds. And the first pair that I received was the pair from eBay. And I actually received this shoe on January 19th, 3 days after I ordered it, which is unbelievably fast. Like, I couldn't even believe how fast it was. It was crazy. So I believe for this pair I paid $474.93, and what's crazy about that was that this was the middle pair. $474.93 was the middle price, and somehow it got here in 3 days. I don't want to bring up previous years because I don't want to like taint the results from the study, but I will say, take this with a grain of salt, that everything that I've ordered from eBay in previous videos has pretty much arrived first. Now obviously the Noctas didn't. Maybe it's because they use laser ship. Yeah, laser ship is how they ship this one, so maybe that has something to do with it, but there we go. And then inside the box, just like with the Noctas, we had a custom eBay box, which I appreciate. We've got the Nike Air Jordan 1 Lost and Found box. It looks like you've also got that little eBay tag, or I guess eBay card right here. You've also got the eBay identification tag right there on the front. And then the box of the shoes actually looks really, really great. So let's pop the top on this box. Here we go. Paper looks good, everything looks good so far. Let's see the shoes. Here we go. Very nice. So obviously the Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds don't come laced, so that's something to keep in mind when you buy them. We've also got the receipt that comes inside the box. It's the faux receipt that's part of the package, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the video because it does come up. And then we've got the other side of the pair, which looks good as well. Now obviously because the outsole is pre-distressed, it's difficult to tell if the shoe's been tried on because I can't see any dirt, but I would think that it's not tried on. I want to sniff it so bad, but that's a ridiculous impulse. I don't know why I want to do that. That's insane. But both sides of the pair look good, no issues. It doesn't look like there's any problems with the material or glue stains or anything like that. It looks like it's in great condition. Let me scan the tag. Okay, scanned. Checked by authenticity guarantee. There you go. It says this item was authenticated on the 17th. Someone must have sold it, shipped it immediately, and then it got there the next day. That's crazy. So it was authenticated 2 days before I received it and a day after it was sent. And it says the average sale price is $240. That must be for just like all the sizes. That's insane. That's amazing. And I think this might actually be the pair that I give away because you've got the eBay tag so you guys can scan it yourself. And it's a pretty cool feature. So I'll give this pair away, and it seems like the box is in great condition. So there you go. The next pair that we received was the pair from Goat. So this pair I paid $258.50 for. It was actually the cheapest pair that we received, and actually by a pretty large amount, by like almost $10, more than $10 actually. And this package was shipped by UPS, so they dropped it off at my door. And what's crazy about this shoe is that initially when I bought this pair, whoever the seller was sent their pair to GOAT, and apparently GOAT denied it because it was missing some accessories. It was actually missing the receipt, which we had just talked about. And so what they did is they offered me either a discount, or they offered me, which I believe was like 5% or something like that. It was a decent discount, especially for just missing a receipt. Or they offered to find me a replacement pair. And I felt like the fairest way to compare all these different services was to go for a replacement, because imagine if the thing that had been missing had been something like the laces or something more important. So I asked for the replacement pair, and somehow, still, it was the second fastest to get here, which is crazy to me. And it was the cheapest. So big ups to GOAT for that, because that's incredible. 9 days from when I ordered this shoe to when I got it in hand, even though there was a replacement involved, which is crazy. So popping the box open, it looks like the first thing we've got is this paper right here, and then the shoes themselves. The box itself looks good. You've got the GOAT tag right up there at the top. And so inside the box, we've not only got the GOAT stuff that we usually get, but we also got what seems to be a poster. Huh, let me open it up. So this poster says, Air Jordan 1 Retro OG Lost and Found brings back the iconic silhouette that started it all, featuring high-cut shape of the original Air Jordan 1985 release. It's got the release date of the shoe on it. This is wild. What is this? That's actually really, really sick. On the back, you've got Jordan 1 Lost and Found. What? Maybe I'll give this pair away, because this is crazy. Why did they include this? It says GOAT.com right there at the bottom of the poster, so this poster was added by GOAT. It wasn't something that came with the original package of whoever bought this pair of shoes, but that's crazy. That's actually really, really cool. I'll give this pair away because you guys get a poster with it. That's crazy. So continuing on inside the box, we've got the paper. It looks good. Here are the shoes themselves, and they look good. There's a little bit of a scuff, it looks like, on the back of this shoe, but I mean, I wouldn't attribute that to GOAT. That looks like something that was done either at the factory or in the box or something like that. But yeah, all around, looks like good condition, no creasing, any wear on the outsole. Again, hard to tell because it's artificially aged. Looks good, doesn't look like it's been tried on. Let me check the logo inside the shoe. Looks all good in there. We can't really see, there it is. Let's see the other shoe really quickly. Again, looks good. Also, just in case you guys have been wondering, I think all of these so far have been authentic. I haven't seen anything that makes me question any of the shoes that we've seen. Yeah, awesome, looks like GOAT not only sent us a pair of shoes quickly and inexpensively, I guess compared to some of the other shoes, but they also included a poster. So that's kind of cool. Obviously that's not with all GOAT stuff, apparently just with the Jordan 1s, but hey, I'm not mad. That's definitely a good point in their direction, so there you go. And then we've got the final pair, the pair that I purchased from StockX, the one StockX package that I've gotten so far. So this pair was delivered on the 27th, so 11 days after I ordered it, and it was the most expensive. I believe it cost me $480.10 after fees and shipping. So most expensive, slowest shipped, not looking good for StockX, especially because the Noctas still haven't shown up yet. That's kind of a bummer. I wasn't rooting for StockX, but it sucks when company doesn't do exactly what they said that they were gonna do, or if they do, they don't do it as well as they should. So kind of bummed about that, but either way, we've got my receipt, which I'm not gonna show you guys. Yeah, $480.10. We've got this bubble wrap, so it's nicely packed, that's a good thing. And then the box itself. So you've got what seems to be the StockX tag right up there at the top. The box looks to be in good condition. Let's pop off the top of it. Paper looks like it's in good condition as well. It's always interesting to me that whoever authenticates these shoes from all these companies does a really nice job of putting the paper back exactly as it was when it was first purchased, which I really appreciate. Because whenever I put shoes back in boxes, like when I'm selling shoes, I just kind of throw the paper on there. I like wrap the shoes up, but it's never like clean. So it's nice to see it done cleanly from these companies. Has a smell to it though, like a nice smell, but a smell. No other shoe that I bought had any kind of smell. It might be the shoes themselves or whoever sold these shoes, but it kind of smells like a perfume. Very light, but it's there. Definitely an odd smell, whatever. It looks like the first shoe we've got out of the box is the shoe with the StockX tag. This StockX tag, I do not believe has any kind of NFC authentication. It does have a QR code, which I believe you can scan. We'll scan it in this video, but I believe it'll take you to something on StockX's website. I don't believe it's individualized for each pair. The shoe itself looks good though. There's a little bit of dirt on the outsole, but it doesn't look like it's been tried on. I don't think that's from it getting tried on. I think that's maybe from a transfer from the box or something like that. Maybe it's not dirt, maybe it's cardboard. I mean, if anything, it was like a tiny little speck, so not a problem. The shoe itself looks fine. No issues. I mean, it looks good. No creasing, no problems, no scuffs. Yeah, looks good to me. Let's pull out the other one. This one looks good as well. Same thing, no issues on the bottom, no issues on the top. looks fine. No issues with the delivery of the shoe itself, which is good, but again, slowest and most expensive, so there's that. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but the shoe is delivered by FedEx. And actually, from what I can tell, it seems like each one of these services uses a standard shipping company. So eBay always seems to use LaserShip, StockX seems to use FedEx, at least I believe. I haven't gotten tracking for the Noctas yet, so I'm not sure, but I would think it's FedEx because I've ordered from StockX before. And then GOAT, in most cases, uses USPS or DHL, but for the pair of Air Jordan 1s, I believe they used EMS Global or something and then shipped it through USPS. So it got dropped off by a postman, but that was it. It's usually UPS, is what I know from personal experience. Let me really quickly scan the StockX tag to see what happens. Here we go. Nothing happens. Is that serious? Nothing happens. Do I scan it through the StockX app? There's no way, it doesn't seem like you can scan it on the app. Maybe I'm not finding something. Huh, because I've scanned the QR code before. So it is possible that maybe the QR code is out of date and they need to update it or something. I don't know. Or hey, maybe it's possible that they did update the QR codes to make them all individual to certain shoes, and maybe my shoe isn't in the system yet. But it's odd to see from what I think is the largest company of the, well, eBay's the largest, but in terms of shoe sales, I think it's the largest company of the three having issues with their QR code, which is on every pair of shoes that they sell. But again, could be individualized, I have no idea. I didn't expect that to happen, genuinely. So don't use that as an indicator for all of StockX's shoes, just, they definitely look the worst out of this video though, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, before we finish off this video and talk about which company I think is best based on this test, let me tell you guys how you can win a pair of Air Jordan 1s from GOAT for yourself. All you need to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking that subscribe button down below, and then comment in the comment section down below which one of these services you use the most yourself. Then 2 weeks from when this video went live, I'll randomly select a comment from the comment section down below and post the winner on the YouTube community tab, which by the way, I believe you can only see if you're subscribed to the channel. So that's the only way I'll notify the winner of winning. You're not gonna get a random message from me on Instagram because those are all scammers. You're not gonna get me commenting back to your comment in the comment section down below unless I pin your comment. Just be aware, there's a lot of like weird scammers out there. The only way you will know for sure if you've won is if I post your comment in the YouTube community tab. So that's the only way to know. Don't fall for any scams. With that being said, this giveaway will run for 2 weeks after this video goes live, and good luck to all of you. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below. Seriously, please be careful of scammers. I'm not gonna message you on Instagram. I'm not gonna tell you to message me on Telegram. I don't even have a Telegram. I'm not gonna comment below on this video some random thing like, oh, send me a message or something like that. It's only gonna be on the YouTube community tab. And if you see a suspicious comment from someone who looks like me, make sure to verify it is me by seeing if it's a verified account on YouTube or on Instagram, and then report it if it's not. Okay, so now let's talk about what happened, which shoes got here the fastest and which shoes were the cheapest. So let's start with the Nocta Air Force 1 lows because they were the cheaper shoe. The shoe that got to us the fastest was the GOAT pair, and that pair cost us $211.67. It was actually the cheapest pair that we purchased. The StockX pair was $212.55, and the eBay pair was $214.96, and it also got there the fastest, which is amazing. In fact, if it was delivered on the 23rd and I ordered it on the 16th, it got here in a week, which is very fast. In second place, by default, because third place never showed up, we had eBay, which the pair was delivered on January 25th, so 9 days after I ordered it. It was delivered by LaserShip, and the total that I paid for this pair of shoes was $214.96, which yes, was the most expensive, but by like $3. And then of course we get to the loser of this particular test, and that's StockX. Now StockX we paid $212.55, so it was the, I guess, middle of the road when it comes to pricing. The pricing on this shoe is just kind of, you know, not really that important because it varies by like $3, so it's not even that big of a deal. The biggest problem was though, the shoe never showed up, at least not at the time of recording this video. Again, if it did show up, I'll put up that information on the screen. So yeah, I gotta give StockX the L on this one. They sent me 2 emails letting me know that it was delayed, but nothing ever happened. They never gave me tracking, they never gave me any updates as to why it was delayed, they just said it was delayed. And now it's been 2 weeks since I ordered it, and still nothing. So out of this test for the Nocta Air Force 1 lows, GOAT comes out on top with the cheapest price and the fastest shipping. But now let's move on to the lost and found Air Jordan 1s, and the first package to get to us was the eBay package. So this pair we paid $474.93 for, so it wasn't the most expensive, but it also wasn't the cheapest. But it did arrive 3 days after I ordered it, which honestly blows my mind. That's insanely fast, especially when you think about how someone had to ship that shoe to eBay and then they had to ship it to me. That's crazy fast. It was shipped by LaserShip, which seems to be a pretty quick shipping service, presumably because it's smaller than all the other ones and they have less packages to deal with. That could change in the future, I'm not sure. But either way, it got to us in 3 days for $474.93 total, which is amazing. Sure, it was like 16 bucks more than the GOAT pair, which was the cheapest pair, but for 3-day shipping, you're still getting the shoe cheaper than you would from a consignment store. And even though GOAT offers instant ship, this shoe came in probably in a similar time frame to GOAT instant ship, so insanely fast. Obviously, this is not going to be the case for, I'm assuming, most of the shoes that you buy from eBay. Obviously, the other one took 7 days or 9 days, but just knowing that that's an option is amazing. The second pair of lost and found Air Jordan 1s that we got was the pair from GOAT. That pair showed up on January 25th, so 9 days after we ordered it, and we paid $458.50, which was the cheapest by 16 bucks. And honestly, the fact that this shoe still showed up in 9 days is pretty amazing to me, because someone shipped their shoes to GOAT. GOAT said that this pair was missing accessories, and they found a different pair and a different person and got that shoe in and then authenticated it and then shipped it to me, still within 9 days. And it's crazy. It was the cheapest pair by 16 bucks. It came in very quickly. I can only assume if the pair that first was sent in was good, I would have gotten it significantly faster, because it took like 2 or 3 days for them to find a replacement pair. So, I mean, I can't say for sure because it didn't happen, but I would like to think that we would have gotten this pair in like 5 or 6 days maybe. So cheapest price by a decent amount, the shipping was pretty fast, and the customer service was excellent. And then finally, we get to StockX. And to be honest, at least this pair showed up at my door. The StockX pair arrived on January 27th from FedEx. It cost me $480.10, which was the most expensive out of all 3 of the Air Jordan 1s. Not significantly more expensive than the eBay pair, like $5 more, but still, it was the most expensive, and it showed up 11 days after I ordered it. It's funny because, again, I hate to keep going back to the GOAT thing, but like GOAT literally had 2 pairs in and shipped me one of the pairs before StockX even had their first pair to me, so it's crazy. I think it's fair to say that StockX definitely came out of this whole thing the loser. Now, to be fair, this is an incredibly minuscule sample size of what goes through all of these companies. I'm sure every service has people who say that they're awful because of their bad experiences, and every service has people that say that they're amazing because of their excellent experiences. So based purely on my own personal experience, I'm not making any assumptions as to what happens to other people's packages and experiences and things like that. StockX came in last. A pretty far last. This is where it gets interesting, because GOAT and eBay were pretty similar to one another. They definitely both had pluses and I guess some minor minuses. GOAT consistently, out of all 6 pairs of shoes, had the cheapest prices every time. However, when it comes to shipping, when eBay beat them, which was 50% of the time, it beat them by a lot, by like 6 days. So I guess if I had to recommend one of these services, I would go ahead and recommend both GOAT and eBay. They both have their own individual perks that make each one of those sites unique. eBay offers a lot of different options. They offer used, new, and in between. I mean, GOAT also offers used, but eBay gives you a bunch of pictures. You have a lot of different ways to buy sneakers because it's a huge marketplace. It's been around forever. GOAT, on the other hand, does offer used, but they also offer instant ship, which, yes, is in some cases a lot more expensive than standard shipping, but you do get it very quickly. In fact, for most of my review videos, I actually order most of my product from GOAT Instant Ship because I know it's going to get here quickly and before anybody else. So I guess my own personal takeaway from this is that I'm going to continue using the services that I use, which are GOAT and eBay. They both work, they're both great services to use, and I really think that when deciding on which service to use to buy a particular pair of shoes, you should make your decision based on price, on condition of the shoe, and the particular shoe that you're looking for, because in some rare cases, some of these websites don't have the shoe that you're looking for, but other ones do. I've had situations where the shoe that I was looking for was not on GOAT or on eBay, but it was on StockX. So it really depends on your situation. I don't think any of these services are bad, even though StockX definitely came out worse in this video. I don't think it's a terrible service. Again, I personally use eBay and GOAT more, at least right now, but I don't think it's a bad service, and it's definitely a good third option. So keep your options open. Let me know which one of these services you use the most in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.